Hey now, ladies and gentlemen, here now, here now, here now, here now, and here now. Welcome to hour number 4 of the line. Boy, I did talk about Fauci for 3 hours. You remember a long time ago, back at the beginning of the show, where I was like, I'm not going to talk about Fauci today.
Yeah, that was a funny
That
time.
was
That was
fun.
funny.
That was exciting.
You still talk about it.
I'm done with that, though. I'm not talking
It's
about
over with, folks.
it anymore. It's kind of like the Stallions. We're done with them.
Mm-hmm.
Done
Don't
with
say that
it.
name.
I wonder what Jocks' opinion has been on it today. I hadn't talked to any Jocks people. I texted Damien and he just thumbs up me. I mean, he's going to come in tomorrow, I'm sure. So, yeah, there's no need for him to come in twice in a row. It's
Yeah,
probably
he's
what
a
he said
busy
himself.
man.
He's like,
Married, working on kids, all that stuff.
Yeah. I just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Looking at the text line, Jerry says, I went commando until my vessel got leaky. What?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens to some men as they get older.
You kind of like pee on yourself like women do?
Well, like
Yeah.
women do.
Yeah, after
How-
they have a baby, sometimes they'll pee when
How
they sneeze.
sexist is that?
Why is this? It's medical.
Well, I mean, if you work on your Kegels, then you'll be okay. It's very important for men and women. You know, I'm a big proponent of Kegels.
Boomer says, I just got the official announcement from the UFL. Send me an email address to forward it to.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Well, I sent him the email address.
Oh, okay. Did you get the statement?
I don't know. I've been busy making a living.
I got
Boomer.
you. I got you.
No, that's right.
Trucker Bobby says, you stole the words right out of my mouth as I was typing it. It was intentional release to get Trump out of there. Biden pardoned Anthony Fauci as a return for the favor. B-Rad says, Andrew, I'm not a conspiracy-minded person, but they were all in on this so Trump wouldn't have a second term back-to-back. The COVID ordeal was planned. And little did they know that all of this was going to backfire on them. And it was going to give Trump 4 years to figure it out. And then he comes back on the other side stronger than ever. The things that they attempted to do during that 4 years as well was just as desperate as the COVID pandemic itself. Like, they tried to literally have him killed, have him arrested, mug shots, everything that you could possibly do that would ruin a politician. And it shows you how powerful the deep state is. Like, they can, and it's why, you know, people criticize people for saying this, but I believe God's hand was on Trump throughout that campaign. I do. And no, I'm not comparing Trump to Jesus and all this stuff. I'm just saying that man was protected in a way that there's no explanation for other than that. Like, there's no way he survived it. Physically or politically survived that without the protection of God himself. And you'll never convince me otherwise. Never convince me otherwise. David says we are literally a single vote away from communism and socialism. Yeah, we are one election away from putting a bunch of those people into office. He said we can't vote our way out of that. That is a good point. You don't vote your way out of socialism. You don't vote your way out of communism. It just doesn't happen. ProLift. Let me tell you about ProLift Doors. Bringing you this part of the show, ProLiftDoors.com. My buddy Mike Miller, as you know, doing big things when it comes to garage doors. He gets it hooked right on up. Big doors, little doors, roll-up doors, car garage doors, whatever it may be. There's several different things. I mean, you may think to yourself, well, these are pretty simple machines. You know, just got an opener. It opens the door. It closes the door. But there's a little bit more to it. And Mike has built his entire business on this. People have to get garage doors replaced. They have to get openers replaced. They just wear out over time, especially if you're somebody that's constantly using it. I in particular, I think about big warehouses that have a lot of garage doors, a lot of those big bay doors, and how they get used. And you've got trucks constantly backing up to them and bumping into them and doing whatever else. You got to get work done on that thing. Maybe you own a small shop and you just got one of those big bay doors. It's good to have Mike's number in your phone. That way, if something goes sideways, if you don't already have a problem, you can call him right up. He'll come out there to you when you tell him you're part of the 99.5 family, give you a free estimate, and get to work on whatever you need. This is your garage door guy. Hit him up, 205 346 8465. That's 205 346 8465. And proliftdoors.com. I've been seeing images out of Spain all day. Pro-migrant socialism, speaking of, is bringing thousands of these migrants to Spain. They're just bum rushing the border, and that's going to be a mess. That's going to be a mess. But hey, better you than me, right? We're kicking them out over here. Scott's in Birmingham. Scott, what's up?
Hey, thanks, brother. Thanks for taking my call. I do enjoy your show. Man, I will say I'm going to criticize Trump. And I'm a Trump fan. I voted for Trump twice. I like Trump. Trump's better than the alternative. But let me say this about Dr. Fauci. And I think we even realized this during the pandemic. Trump, you have to fire him. All this stuff is bad. Fire him. You're the president. And I'll even say this, Iran, mistake. The Strait of Hormuz was open before you did this stuff. You're getting in a quagmire. It's a mistake. And you're going to hurt us in the elections. It's dumb. And it's hurting, inflation, which should be your main priority. And number three, I'll even take it one step further. Now you're going to call me crazy. We should not be doing any business with China at all. Zero. None. I don't want tariffs. Say we're not doing business with you anymore. Tell companies they got 1 year to stop doing business with China and stop that trade deal. They do not trade their currency on an open market. No matter what, they have cheaper products. They got slave labor and cheaper products. It's an unfair game. So anyway, I just want to throw those thoughts out at you, and I know you can slam me, but Trump's way better than the alternative and not far enough of doing the right thing.
All right, Scott. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I'm not going to slam Scott. There's a lot of people that have that viewpoint. I will say, if I work from the last backwards, when it comes to China, there are a lot of moves being made and have been made throughout this second term that is helping divorce us from any dependency that we have on China, and that is including bringing industries in, bringing businesses in, building it here. The problem is, just like with any other situation, including Iran, it's not something you can just fix overnight. It's a process. And even with the idea, while it would be great to just tell businesses in this country you can't deal with China anymore, that could have devastating effects. Even with a year-long lead-up time, it could have devastating effects for the economy. And you've got to think about those things. It's a lot more complex than it seems to be on paper. And so if you're worried about the Strait of Hormuz, you would want to be worried about just straight up cutting off a pipeline of economic goods that are coming from this place or that place or whatever. With Iran, I don't know how else to put it other than it was something that had to be dealt with. And to think that Iran was never going to close the Strait of Hormuz because they're the type of country that doesn't bother anybody unless they get bothered is not based in reality. If they decided, the game would change. All in all, the idea of building a nuclear weapon would have changed a lot of things, such as closing the Strait of Hormuz. They could do that. If we were to do something that they didn't like, which they just don't like our existence in general or support for Israel or anything, they could close the Strait of Hormuz now that they've got a nuclear weapon. And what are we going to do about it? We're not going to be able to go bomb the ish out of them like we're currently doing now because they got a nuclear weapon. And yeah, maybe they can't hit us on the mainland with the nuclear weapon, but they could vaporize thousands and thousands of Americans stationed in the Middle East. They could vaporize a large portion of Israel. And then at that point, World War III breaks out. It is a far more dangerous situation than to have allowed Iran just to throw your hands up and treat it like every other president has treated it than to actually go in there and get the job done. And it goes to Donald Trump. And, well, hey, yeah, maybe it is negative on the Republicans leading into the midterms. I don't think it's going to have as big of a fact as people think. I mean, we just left 4 years of raging out of control gas prices that were higher than they are now, with no end in sight, by the way. On the other hand, you've got Trump, who is doing everything he can to keep the gas prices down while simultaneously handling this situation. I don't think it's going to be as big of a factor as people think, especially with the fact that Democrats every single day are shooting themselves in the foot, promoting these socialist candidates, running out of money. They're broke. They got no money. They're putting up their DNC headquarters for collateral. They are in a worse position today than I've ever seen. And if Republicans maintain the majority by default because the Democrats have screwed things up, screwed up their own party so bad, so be it. But I personally don't see, and I'm saying this because this is what people focus on, gas prices being as big of a factor as some people believe. And that the prices, we were to talk about inflation. Inflation's coming down. The prices are coming down. There was just a big announcement from Walmart and I think some other big chain retailers that they're bringing down bringing down prices on thousands of their items. So moves are being made. Economy is still a top priority for Donald Trump, and he's going to be on top of it. And that's not me licking Donald Trump's boot. I'm just telling you the reality of how things have played out over the past year and a half. And as for your first question, I don't even remember what it was. So I don't have an answer for that. What was the first question? Do you remember? There was 3 of them. Some about Fauci.
Yeah, it was, what do you think of Dr. Fauci?
No, that wasn't it.
No. What's his middle name? Something like that.
Francis? No. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure it was, whatever. But no, Scott, I'm not going to slam you for having an opinion. I mean, there's tons of people that have opinions out there. You don't have to 100% agree with Trump for me to be like, you're an idiot. I try not to call too many people idiots. John Thune is an idiot, though, because the Save America Act is being stalled because John Thune doesn't want to do his job, which I'll get into when we get back. 205-545-9950. That's 545-9950. It's the line. Talk 99 Bob. Yeah, baby. Let's keep it going with Deep South Construction Pros. My buddies over at Deep South Construction Pros. Quick, brief list of what they do. There's a couple things that they do. I can't give you the whole list because they do a lot of things, but crawl space encapsulation, basement waterproofing, so vitally important. I've stressed it for months and months and months. And if you haven't gotten it done, really consider at the very least calling them up, telling them you're with me, and asking them questions about it. Like, how long does the process take? What's it cost? What's the, da 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 da. Just call them and ask them. Same thing with foundation repair. That's the number one thing with any kind of service. The number one thing people are going to ask us, they're going to say, what does it cost? We'll call them and find out. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's got different size houses and everything else. But if you call them, these guys will get you every bit of info that you need and take care of you if that's what you, in fact, want to do. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that go with our partners here on this show and all the shows on 99.5. Means a lot to us because it's your way of supporting the show, more so than just being here and listening and interacting, but getting with our guys, man. Y'all do it better than anybody I've ever seen in radio, and it means a lot. Here's the number for Deep South Construction Pros. It's 256-305-1854. It's 256-305-1854. Online, Deep South Construction Pros, Pros. DeepSouthConstructionPros.com. Yeah, .com. So Trump yesterday had a little presser where it was in the Oval Office. I think it was during Leland's show. And he was asked about John Thune and whether or not John Thune is doing his job because his priority should be, they're expecting tomorrow. Is tomorrow August 1st?
Yes, it is.
The Senate expects to go home for their August recess. And a couple of congressmen are saying, no, dude, no, we gotta get this done. And John Thune's like, we can't get it done. I don't have the votes. And Trump has been saying all along, okay, well, get the votes. That's literally your job. That's why we put you in this position. And he comes out again. He's like, well, if he knows how to get it done, he needs to tell me. So the president needs to tell you how to do your job. Trump says yesterday, he said, too bad for the Republican Party. And when asked if he would support somebody else being in that leadership position or support the removal of John Thune, if the SAVE Act isn't passed, he says, quote, we're going to find out. And that, to me, says Donald Trump ain't playing. He said that's too bad for him. I mean, that's too bad for him and too bad for the Republican Party. He's got the votes. He should get it done. He should be able to get it done. He was also asked whether he thinks Thune is still the man for the job, and he said, well, we're going to find out, and I'll let you know. If I was John Thune, I'd be like, oh, ish. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. Because if Trump's eyeing getting you out of here, tomorrow's not August 1st, John Bird. Saturday is.
I know it.
Why did you lie to me?
I didn't lie to you. You said the wrong thing.
You should know July's
I
got
was
31
busy.
days.
I was working on two computers at the same time and trying to pay attention. It's just, a lot going on. But yeah, August 1st is Saturday, man. Good grief, Andrew.
Our birthdays are next week.
I know.
And we have nothing planned for it.
No.
Don't we want to,
No.
do a big whodunit for,
No.
do we want to do it on Friday? Like, I'm Wednesday and you're Thursday, I believe. So do we want to celebrate it on a Fun King Friday
Yeah, let's
next week?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Well, what are we going to do?
I don't know.
Well, that means that we'll have a podcast on your birthday if you're on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Or if we want to, we can move it to Friday, and then that way it'll be a Friday. Then we can have fun.
I can't.
Of
I
course
can't
you
do
can.
Fridays.
Of course you can.
Well, we're almost to football season.
Don't worry, I'll put my life on hold for you.
And I gotta go watch my kid do the band thing.
Oh dang. Okay, yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
when the first game is.
Well,
but
it's not next week.
it might be.
No, it's not. They're not even back in school yet.
They start back school next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday. and
On
they're
your
gonna have
birthday.
Yeah, on my birthday, and then they're gonna have a game the next night. No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe. A couple days ago, Trump said he said about John Thune. He says he can't believe how lucky they got with this Senate leadership. Talking about the Democrats, he said the Democrats got so incredibly lucky with John Thune, who just doesn't want to get it done. And this is all over one piece of legislation, which is provide proof that you're a citizen. Can you imagine in this alternate universe that we're living in when it comes to Congress that the Senate majority leader can't get the votes to pass a bill that simply says prove you're a citizen to vote? That's insanity. That is insanity. There are plenty of tools. There's probably a ton of lawyers up there, constitutional scholars. You can figure out a way, get it done. I just realized that it's Wheel of Segments time. Where has the time gone, John Bird?
It has flown by like the American eagle that stands for the freedom of to our country.
The UFL put their statement out. I
Yeah.
finally got it over here.
Believe that.
They said UFL announced the difficult decision to depart with Birmingham and Houston as part of a strategic market realignment and long-term growth strategy. 2 new replacement markets will be added for 2027, and the league plans to expand by 10 teams in 2028, including the addition of Oklahoma City. The UFL has been actively evaluating markets across the country interested in bringing professional spring football to their city. They've targeted a 12-team league by 2030. So,
Yeah, but they said it was 100% due to our stadium size, which you proved that wrong.
well, the thing is, yeah, because everybody else has got similar stadium sizes.
Yeah.
We should, we need a mid-size like soccer stadium is what needs to happen that can have dual use.
Yeah, but like you said, you suspected there is something else going on because they put out that statement. It was due to that.
And they're
You looked at
like,
the numbers.
we're getting rid of the Birmingham Stallions, but we do plan on making it a 12-team league in the next few years. And it's like, well, dang, if you're looking to expand to 12 teams, getting rid of teams is probably not the
That's a
direction you want to
negative,
go.
I would think.
That's going in the opposite direction. Chuck Davis bringing you this part of the show. Are you looking to sue the UFL for taking away your football team? Chuck Davis can help you. I wouldn't try to sue the UFL if I were you. I mean, if you want to, you can. But Chuck Davis deals with a lot of things, such as personal injury. You know all about that. Wrongful death, slip and fall, car wrecks, paperwork, probate, contracts, wills, real estate, and the dreaded divorce and custody battles. Man, don't want to have to deal with that, but sometimes you got to. Sometimes you get it wrong the first time, like I did. I picked the wrong person to marry. Got it right the second time, though. But those divorces, man, they're no fun. No fun at all. And if there's kids involved, it makes it 10 times worse. But if you got somebody on your side, you are going to be in good shape, my friend. Somebody like Chuck Davis, he'll fight for you. That's what I love about him. He's a fighter, and he's looking out for you, especially if you're part of the Hey Now Nation. So reach out to him. Let him know I sent you. 205-823-9992. It's 205-823-9992. And online, chuckdavislaw.com. It's chuckdavislaw.com. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Wheel of Segments.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
What you making there? That's nasty. What did you put in there?
That's extra nasty.
It's made with so much care. It's nasty. Do you wanna share? Nasty, 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 nasty.
Oh, that's nasty. All right, for Oh, That's Nasty, what do we got today, John Bird?
I don't know. I don't have any stories.
Oh.
You're the one that does that stuff.
First headline, woman spends years biting husband's toes to help him recover from a brain injury.
Oh, no.
I mean, this could be a very sweet story that, I don't know.
She biting the toes or just like the toenails?
It just says toes, John Bird. You know, I hadn't read this. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You have no clue until you read it.
A woman in China has gone viral after revealing she spent years biting her husband's toes in an attempt to stimulate his nerves following an accident that left him in a coma. Zhao Jinquan suffered a severe brain injury and multiple fractures in 2019 when he fell around 6 meters while rescuing a child trapped on a warehouse roof.
Oh, man.
Zhao used his own body to shield the child during the fall, leaving the youngster unharmed while he landed head first. His wife spent years, or doctors told Zhao's family his chances of regaining consciousness were extremely slim. his wife, Song Mi, quit her job as a kindergarten art teacher to become his full-time career, while also selling her paintings online to support the family. As part of Zhao's rehabilitation, doctors advised Song to stimulate his fingers and toes to encourage nerve recovery. Well, I'm seeing a picture of it now where she's. This is not really biting the toes. This seems more of like licking the bottom of his feet. You see that? It's a little strange. But some people are into that.
That's love. What you're looking at there is Chinese love.
She later said she noticed a slight reaction after accidentally biting one of his toes, prompting her to continue that routine for years by covering his foot with a plastic bag before biting his toes.
Okay. All right. No, that's okay.
So he's got nasty feet. She's like, I got to cover this up before I do it. She also spent years talking to her husband, massaging his limbs and helping with his rehabilitation as he gradually began showing signs of improvement.
Wow.
Well, that guy's got it made. You just lay there and let your wife massage you for years?
Yeah.
He first started opening his eyes in 2024 before continuing to regain limited movement and speech. According to SCMP, Jingain can now understand speech, raise his hand in response, and briefly stand with assistance as his recovery continues.
Keep on biting, Ching Chang.
Bite them toes, cuz.
That's love.
That's not
So
nasty.
you can,
That's love.
Yeah, you can show love through biting.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a scientific thing to, like, when your partner bites you, like if your wife bites you, if you're hugging her or whatever, and she bites you on the ear or something like that, that's supposedly a sign of, like, they're super comfortable.
Okay, well, yeah, a little nibble on the ear. That's.
No, I don't mean do anything freaky. I'm just saying, like, if they just kind of just bite you on the neck, just a little.
Oh yeah.
I'm just telling you, statistically
speaking.
I'm saying scientific studies have shown that is a sign that the woman is comfortable.
I bet she is. Bite on those earlobes. Ooh, that's an erogenistic zone.
Believe the science, John Bird.
Okay. No.
Follow the science.
Well, in this case, I probably will.
Next up, eBay agreed to pay nearly $50 million to couple who was sent cockroaches and a bloody pig mask.
Oh, my gosh.
Out of Boston, eBay agreed to pay almost $50 million to a Massachusetts couple who said former employees of the company targeted them with threats and bizarre anonymous deliveries, including live insects, a funeral wreath, and a bloody pig Halloween mask. The parties reported reaching a tentative settlement in February as the case was headed to trial, but they were unable to finalize it. David and Ina Steiner asked a federal judge in June to restore the case to the trial calendar and reached a new settlement this month. The agreement with the Steiners, founders of e-commerce Bytes, interestingly enough, but it's BYTES, a newsletter covering the e-commerce industry, includes an additional $7 million in charitable donations, including to organizations supporting First Amendment rights. The settlement contains no confidentiality provision, allowing the Steiners to discuss the case publicly. Quote, David and I were on the same page that the settlement should and must be made public as victims who want to prevent something like this from ever happening to anyone else and as reporters who believe in transparency. We hope that this case will serve as a deterrent. So
who sent it?
Well, that's I don't know, but it was coming from eBay, or eBay was allowing it to happen. These seem to be journalists about e-commerce, which eBay would fall under. Mm-hmm. So they must have been writing things that weren't flattering to eBay, and so eBay started harassing them. The settlement resolves more than 6 years of criminal and civil proceedings stemming from the harassment campaign. In their 2021 lawsuit, the Steiners said that the company engaged in a conspiracy to intimidate, threaten to kill, torture, terrorize, stalk, and silence them in order to stifle their reporting on eBay. The residents who they reported, the Natick residents who reported on the e-commerce industry in their newsletter said they were subjected to cyber stalking, death threats, and in-person surveillance by former eBay workers. I mean, how many people are even seeing this newsletter from e-commerce news reporters?
Yeah, and former, I guess they have now been fired, but they were
I don't know.
something going on.
Ina Steiner said the campaign began with threatening direct messages on social media before escalating into anonymous deliveries of live cockroaches and spiders, a funeral wreath, a bloody pig Halloween mask, and a book about surviving the death of a spouse.
Oh, dang.
The employees also sent pornographic magazines with David Steiner's name to a neighbor's home and planned to install a GPS device on the couple's car. She said she did not initially know who was behind it or why. Could you imagine the neighbors come over and it's like, hey, your husband's been ordering, Big Booty Latina magazine.
Good grief.
Big busty moms.
And they're not going to investigate and find out who's behind it?
She said she did not initially know who was behind it or why. She said, I could not conceive that a company I had been covering for the past 2 decades had tried to terrorize us and stop our reporting. When the lawsuit was filed, the company said, quote, the misconduct of these former employees was wrong and that it would do what is fair and appropriate to try to address what the Steiners went through. eBay reiterated its apology Tuesday, saying what the Steiners were subjected to by former eBay employees in 2019 was wrong, reprehensible, and should have never happened. The company also acknowledged the unprofessional tone and the unprofessional tone in internal communications by former CEO Devin Wenig, former Chief Communications Officer Steve Weimer, and former Senior Vice President Wendy Jones. So the top dogs weren't maybe not directly involved with this. Sounds like they probably were, but they were talking mad smack in emails. The company said the conduct is not representative of eBay's culture and said it has since changed leadership and strengthened its policies, procedures, and ethics trainings.
Man.
In 2020, federal prosecutors charged 7 former eBay employees alleging they had carried out a coordinated harassment campaign against the couple after becoming angered by the coverage in the couple's online newsletter. Most of the defendants pleaded guilty to charges including conspiracy and cyberstalking and were later sentenced to prison terms or home confinement.
Wow.
And in 2024, eBay agreed to pay $3 million in criminal penalties under a deferred prosecution agreement with federal authorities. Dang. That's deep.
Well, that's what happens when you buy used stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's wild, bro.
I'd be writing bad letters, too.
And last but not least,
This has been a good one. I'm ready for this one.
heavy metal fans vomiting and crying as concert goer poops in mosh pit.
Yes. Yes.
A crowd at a Devilskin show in New Zealand were left crying and vomiting after one fan had an accident in the middle of the mosh pit, turning what started as a routine concert into what attendees described as a night ruiner. The incident happened a few songs into the band's performance at the University of Otago's Union Hall on Saturday, July 25th. According to the people at the show, the atmosphere had been typical for a heavy metal concert until one attendee lost control of their bowels during a medical emergency, with feces ending up on the floor in the middle of the crowd. Gig goer Damian Radburn told Stuff's the name of the outlet, that he noticed the smell before realizing what had happened. He said he and his fiancée were standing close to the person involved when the situation unfolded. This comes after a stateside performer also had audience members walk out on a show. I don't know how that's related. It says the guy. This is a quote from the dude, not the pooper, but the other concert goer. The guy who was directly in front of me proceeded to shake a log down his leg.
Oh God!
Damien said, adding that the man then tried to deal with the situation in a way that made things worse. Rather than stepping away immediately, the individual attempted to move the mess with his foot, which only spread it further across the mosh pit.
Oh,
Damien said he and others nearby tried to distance themselves once they realized what had happened. Quote, we shuffled to the side a meter or three. Then I realized that I needed to alert security. One guard came over and verified with me the culprit and saw the offense material on the floor. Before security could fully respond, the other concert goers unknowingly stepped in the area,
Oh,
spreading the smell throughout the crowd.
Oh.
Another attendee said the odor had an immediate effect on those nearby.
Yeah.
She said she believed the smell triggered lots of people to then vomit, which quickly escalated as more people reacted.
To vomit and vomit and vomit.
People started spewing in response to that, she added, describing how the combination of smells made the situation worse. As the chaos unfolded, the band appeared to notice something was wrong. Lead singer Jenny Skolander paused to check in with the audience, asking if everything was all right as many people moved away from the center of the crowd. Damien said he then tried to make it clear to the band what had happened. He explained that he decided to, quote, demonstrate the act so that Devilskin understood what had happened, though he clarified he did not repeat the incident itself. So he's in the crowd. The band's trying to figure out what's going on. They can't hear him, but he's doing a motion like he's doo-dooing on the floor.
That's funny.
The University Students Association later addressed the situation, describing it as, quote, an unfortunate medical incident rather than something intentional. They confirmed that the person involved cooperated with staff and left the venue with security. Despite the disruption, the show continued, though many attendees said the moment overshadowed the rest of the night.
How could you stay around? Did they get some school janitors out there with that stuff you sprinkle around? Oh my gosh.
Well, you put some kitty litter on it.
And what if they were crowd surfing when that happened? Oh man, it would have spread it everywhere.
Devilskin later acknowledged the incident in a social media post, making light of the situation by promoting a fictional, quote, diaper of doom, described as an adult nappy for fans aimed at preventing anything similar from happening again. Well, you got some of these fans of like big pop stars and stuff that apparently will wear a diaper to a show so they can get in the front at a festival. This dude's like, nah, I got to go. I'm just going to shake this log down my pant leg.
Well, you know, I mean, but the
and
thing,
then kick it to the side and it just starts spreading everywhere.
but see, it's got to be deliberate because, I mean, if it's like the diarrhea stuff, then probably your stomach say, oh my gosh, and it's too late to do anything about it. But if it has time to roll down your leg.
Well, I mean, once it comes out, it's out. Do you just let it hang out there, or do you shake a leg? You don't want to just leave it. Hey, if you think that you can get away with it, you're in the middle of a mosh pit. There's people all around. Dude's probably thinking, let me just shake this out real quick.
Nobody
I'll
will
kick it off
notice.
to the side, and somebody else will get blamed for it. But he kicks it and smears it everywhere. And next thing you know, everybody around him's vomiting and crying.
Oh, that's a story to tell his grandkids one day.
And that's what we call, oh, that's nasty. Noto Roofing for you one more time at OTORoofing.com. NotoRoofing.com. Our roofing guys, you know all about them. And now it's time for you to make that call. 205-848-2299. That is 848-2299. Free roof inspection, free roof tune-up. What else could you ask for? These guys are the best. Best of the best, man. Reach out to them. Get that free stuff and see what's up with your roof, man. Had some storms come through recently, so you never know what's going on up top. Get it taken care of. 848-2299. That's 205-848-2299. NotoRoofing.com. I just told Leland about the mosh pit poop story.
Oh, no.
I think he likes it. He may be talking about it to open his show. Ernest Financial, retire with Ernest.com. 50 grand or more in your retirement. This is a call you got to make, man. It's about taking care of your money, making sure it's protected, making sure it's growing. You can make your money grow. Make your money work for you, and make sure that when retirement rolls around that you ain't got nothing to worry about, that your money's going to be there, and you're going to be living a good life, probably out on the lake or something. So hook it up. David Ernst has been doing this over 45 years, man. He's been in the game a very, very, very long time. And the good part, the best part, doesn't cost you anything. They don't get their fees from you. They get them elsewhere, so you ain't got to worry about that. You just got to make the phone call. 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-7233. Online, retirewithernest.com. I'm out of here. Leland Live coming up next. Thank you, JB.
Yes, sir.
Over the Line podcast tonight. Be on the lookout for that. And until next time, see you, cuz.